Hello and welcome, my beautiful friends. Welcome to today's video. I'm Clarity with Carolee, or Carolee. This channel is Clarity with Carolee, where I help to bring you clarity through life's toughest challenges. Today, I really want to connect with your inner child, your shadows, and your wounds, and see what messages they have for you. Whether it's a message of healing or awareness or moving forward, I want to bring you a message from your inner wounds, shadows, and your inner child. Take a minute or a moment, pause the video if you need to, take a deep breath, and relax. Take a look at the 3 piles that I have here, the different images. Pile number 1 is abundance, fortune, wealth, plenty, with the number 28. Pile number 2 is go with the flow, letting go, cleansing, receiving, number 25. And then we have balance, stability, standing firm, with number 40. When you're ready, select the pile that resonates with you the most, then go down to the description box, click on the timestamp next to your pile. See you in your reading. All right, pile number 1, welcome to your reading. You chose card number 28, abundance, fortune, wealth, plenty. And today, whoops, okay, that's not what I wanted. That reminds me of a waterfall. I don't know if you could see that on the camera. The cards just sort of, slipped out. It reminded me of a waterfall, like this incoming flow of abundance. Maybe you've been working on, oh, here we go. 10 of Wands. Maybe you've been working on, this is like you've been working on unblocking the flow of abundance into your life. I feel like you've been doing a lot of work around this, especially spiritual work with I don't know if you guys can see in the video, this beautiful ray of violet purple light around her. Seven of Swords. Yeah, this is like unblocking something in your subconscious mind in order to bring in a flow of abundance. Either you've been working on it, or your shadows and your inner child are really wanting you to focus on that. We'll look into what is what's blocking you as well. I don't know, I'm laying out these cards differently today. I just kind of go with whatever Spirit asks me to do in terms of laying out the cards. There's never any... I do this in my own personal readings as well. It's kind of like just following a story. For any of you who are new to my channel, sort of what I do is follow the story of the universe or from your spirit guides as they're laying it out for me. With the Five of Swords, when it comes to your subconscious mind, it's this feeling of not being good enough, not comparing to other people. Like you're like, I'm not as good as that person. I haven't had enough experience as that person to be successful in my field. Yeah, there's so much anxiety that's going on inside of you. And I feel like this is very present as well. But it's definitely a feeling of, I'm not good enough, I don't compare, other people are so much better than me. You might even find that you are constantly judging other people unnecessarily. And it's not that I feel that you are a judgmental person, not to laugh at that, but I don't feel like you are a judgmental person by nature. It's just this inbuilt, this wounding within you that feels the need to always compare yourself to other people. This probably stems from childhood experiences where, and you might not even be aware of this, maybe they're telling me, like, for those of you who had a mother who was very judgmental of other people, or even very judgmental of herself, her body, her image, It can be masculine as well. It could be a father figure that was very judgmental as well. But I'm getting more of a feminine matriarchal energy here, and it's just this need, this constant need to like put other people down, to judge other people, to compare herself to other people. And this is something that you picked up on. It could also be, you know, where you had family members constantly criticizing you for, you know, little errors that you were making. You weren't allowed to be imperfect. You had to be perfect, or you felt that you needed to be imperfect. We have the Two of Pentacles in reverse. It just popped out as well while I was talking. I'll put that right there. What was I saying? Yeah, like your family didn't accept imperfections, and they were always striving for you to be perfect, even though maybe they weren't. That's a separate message. I'm not going to put that out. Spirit, let's talk about pile number 1. Okay. You know what's weird recently? I don't know if you write right to left or look through things differently, right to left. But I found sometimes I start over here, and in typical readings, you would see a reader start over here. This is the past, or this is the present, what's happening. But it's like in reverse. I think that maybe what they're showing me here is that, I know this is, the reading seems to be a little jumbled, but you're really struggling with this right now, or you have been struggling. Your shadow wants to point this out. You've been stuck in this shadow self, in these inner wounds from your past, not feeling good enough, not feeling worthy, not feeling like you compare, not feeling like you have something to say almost, or that people will listen to you, or they maybe because they never listened to you in the past, you feel today as if, why bother? Why should I put myself out there? With the Two of Pentacles in reverse, it's like, why should I do this? Why should I put myself out there? I'm never this defeatist sort of attitude, and not that this is intentional. This is something that you've picked up from your experiences in this life and a past, and your past lives potentially as well. And in this life, you're being drawn to heal what has happened in the past. You are being drawn to really acknowledge and accept your gifts, accept who you are as you are, without needing to make any sort of adjustments here and little tweaks there. You know, you are perfect just as you are today in this body, in this moment. Even with all of your flaws, right? Flaws are just a human construct, really. And what they're saying is what you might perceive as a flaw today is actually very endearing from tomorrow, especially when it comes to physicality. But this is mostly a reading about not so much, what I'm seeing is not so much about the body, it's mostly about the mind. And with the Judgment here and the Nine of Cups, your inner wounds, your inner child, your inner shadows are guiding you towards making choices for you that make you feel good. Instead of making choices that you think other people want to see from you, instead of going in a direction that you feel looks good on paper, or that you feel society will deem acceptable, or that your family will deem acceptable, what feels good for you? What do you want in this life? How do you want to experience the world? What does abundance mean for you? What is enough for you? And it doesn't matter what is enough by society standards. What is enough for you? What do you want? What brings you joy? What brings you happiness? Forget about everybody else's vision for you. What do you want? And it might conflict with other people, and that's okay. It might not feel very good, but ultimately the decision and the choice is yours. about how you want to live your life, who you want in your life. Justice here. Yeah, like ultimately the choice is yours. With Justice card there and Judgment, wow. It's really about bringing harmony and balance into your life. Where are you making your choices from? From fear or from your true desires? Yeah, 5 of Wands. I think for a lot of you, conflicts in your life, whether they were from today or years and years and years ago, from childhood, conflicts have shaped. I'm seeing a snake in the grass, like the snakes here. They're showing me a snake in the grass. It's sort of carving out a path in the grass, bending tall grass, and but almost like carving out the earth. Your path was carved through the conflicts that you experienced throughout your life. And it doesn't have to be that it was a conflict between you and another person. It could be the conflicts in the home. And they impacted you so much that it changed your direction from what you were meant to do in this life. This is sort of like fate. This is these experiences, this family that you were born into, this society that you were born into, imprinted on you. It was fated to do that, to be that way. Your soul chose this particular life and the lives before so that it could learn and grow and experience things. But I feel like, and not enough people talk about this, I feel like the divine gets really confused at why humans get so stuck, right? And there's a lot to be learned about the body and the nature of trauma and how we get imprinted in our nervous systems and our brains change based on those experiences from early childhood and even before in utero, right? Our nervous system, our genetic coding can be altered from our experiences. So our soul maybe came into this body, into this life to experience things and yes, overcome challenges, but it also has freedom of choice, right? And the choices get impacted based on the experiences that you have, your imprinting, your lessons. You know, we are born pure, lighthearted beings, and then the world shifts us and changes us and molds us. But it's up to us throughout this life to align with our soul, to come into alignment, to let go of what's unnecessary, what's not meant for us, to learn what is true for you. And that can be very difficult when it comes to healing those old traumas, those old wounds. And it blocks us from, and it is blocking you from experiencing the true abundance that you are meant to experience in this life. Page of Wands. They want me to switch to a new deck. Hold on a sec. Baby steps forward. Page of Wands. Page of Wands is, a fresh new perspective, actions, excitement, creativity, energy, literally moving in a new direction, with excitement and passion and just enjoying the novelty of experience of life. But I'm seeing definitely a new perspective needs to happen for you in order to shift this inner belief that you aren't good enough, that it's impossible to achieve the goals that you really want to achieve. A choice needs to be made about which direction you actually really want to go in, what's right for you, what's the end goal. There is no sort of end point, right? We don't know when we're going to die. We don't know when our souls, finish coming down to the 3D plane. We don't know any of that stuff. All we know is this moment right now. What can you focus on? What do you believe in? What is it that you want right now? And then make tiny little baby steps towards achieving that goal. Or what I'm also seeing here is there's all of this stuff that's been blocking you and holding you back. And sometimes in order to get to the goal, the thing that you really want, you have to look at what it is that you want, the very end goal, and work backwards, which is why I think that the cards are kind of laying out this way. Work backwards from there. Pick a goal, pick a destination, and then work on, okay, what do I need to do to heal, to believe in myself? What do I need to do to what is it, Spirit? I'm just here. They're saying establish firm boundaries, and maybe that's true. Maybe that you have to establish firm boundaries with yourself, with your subconscious mind, with your unconscious mind, and train yourself to say no. Dr. Joe Dispenza, in one of his earlier books, talks about shifting. What is it? How does he? I can't remember how he says it, but it's like shifting in the moment. Like when you start to catch yourself falling into old behavior patterns, old thinking patterns, negative self-talk, all of that stuff. When you find yourself slipping into that, snap your fingers or do something, or wear a rubber band around your wrist and snap that, and just sort of bring yourself back to this moment and say, and remind yourself what it is that you want, what it is that you're working for. And then in that split second, in that moment, you snap your fingers to shift your conscious mind out of that, rumination state of the past, and then switch to focusing on, okay, what can I control in this moment? What can I do? What one thing can I do today? What's his name? Tim Ferriss, in his book, The 4-Hour Workweek, he talks about, okay, list only three things that you can achieve in a day. But when you are a survivor of trauma and pain and suffering, 3 things can also seem like a lot. So what one little tiny thing can you do right now in this moment? What one thing can you achieve today that will move you towards your goals? One thing can be huge when you've been suffering with depression and anxiety and fears and holding yourself back, not seeing your value. Okay, where are we going to go with this reading, Spirit? You're so close. You're right there. You're right there. It's a lot about shifting focus in the moment, acknowledging that you're going through something in this moment, that you're being triggered, or something in your environment is drawing you back to that feeling state of feeling like you're not good enough, feeling like things are impossible, feeling like, why bother? It's a very, so I said this is mostly in your mind, but it's also in your body. So I think that just knowing what I know about trauma and its impact on the nervous system and the body, when you become extremely sensitive to how your body feels in the moment, the messages that your body is sending you in the moment, you can be more aware in the moment of when your mind starts to shift. Your nervous system reacts to triggers before your mind does. So if you can feel the reaction in your body before you react and ruminate with your mind, you can be more conscious of potential slips or potential shifts, triggers, relapses. And relapses aren't just for people struggling with addiction, trauma survivors. I've been through it as a trauma survivor, being triggered. I've recently, and I said I was going to talk about it. I haven't talked a lot about it, but something happened, and I went through a massive PTSD relapse And it was surprising. And I have to say, even as a spiritual teacher going through another dark night of the soul that was triggered by trauma, like being re-traumatized by an event in my life, and it like really caught me off guard. I'm not gonna lie. And it made me question, question again this spiritual truth, and us coming here as these spiritual beings living this human experience and experiencing such profound pain and loss and suffering, that can derail even the most devout spiritualist. Being caught up in the human world, knowing that yes, I am a spiritual being living a human experience, and that nothing is really real, and none of this really matters, and that yes, I do understand that the challenges that we are going through are used by the universe to expand, feed on itself and expand, that kind of stuff. I get it, right? I get it, but it doesn't stop the pain. It doesn't stop your nervous system and your body from being brought back to the pain from the past, because that's how the body works. And the body takes over the mind, especially for people who've experienced trauma in their past and where trauma is being stored in your body. PTSD is a very real thing. Complex PTSD is a very real thing. And you may or may not have setbacks. But that doesn't make you any less worthy of the goals that you have. The key is to be really in tune with your body, with your mind, so that you can recognize when things are starting to shift for you, so that you can bring yourself back into the present moment, making those baby steps that you need to make in order to continue moving in the direction that you want to move in. All right, so I was shuffling and I was talking about my own experience, and then the Hierophant came out for me. This is a card that's sort of for me to pass on to you. But the Hierophant in this sort of context, I feel, is like becoming a teacher. To be a spiritual warrior, you would have had to go through it. I just watched The Woman King the other night. And, respect, especially spiritual teachers, warriors, generals, leaders, right? Respect is given or earned. Respect is earned through challenges. You have to show that you can overcome all of these things in order to become kind of like enlightened, for lack of a better, word, to become a spiritual master, to become, to master your human experience. Young souls, you'll find, don't go through as many challenges. But if you have experienced, and I think that you have experienced, a great deal of pain and trauma that has taken you a long time to overcome, know that you're not alone, and that you are strong enough to overcome this, and that you are worthy of greatness. I'm going to just put it out there, greatness. By choosing the Abundance, Fortune, Wealth, Plenty card, it's like you're on the brink of a massive shift. You just have to see a little more clearly, I think. This is also reminding me of a rainbow. It's like after the storm, you see the rainbows. So it's coming. It's like, shh. It's coming into your life. Okay, Spirit, how can pile number 1 overcome this? How can they step into their light? What is the next baby step that they can take? What do their shadows want them to know about overcoming their shadows? What's there that will move them, move them off of the brink and into fruition, or into achievement? I hate that word. Into the light, maybe. Into their lighter self, lighter bodies. Anyway, they already came up with the card. So Page of Cups, Six of Swords, Six of Cups, Okay. For some, this is a message of potentially a love interest or a message of love coming into your life. With the, you see the little red bird here. I always think of the red birds as spirit messengers. When I see cardinals, it's a lot of the times it's ancestors from, you know, it could be ancestors or spirit guides coming to communicate with you. But there's a message of love with the Page of Cups here. And Page of Cups is about newness in relationships, love, creativity, an opening. But it's definitely something new coming into your life. But with the Six of Cups, it could be somebody from the past. It could be a soulmate from the past coming back into your life with a message of love and healing that will initiate some sort of healing experience between you. It could be an apology with the Page of Cups and the Six of Swords. It's like someone coming back into your life to apologize so that you guys can move forward together. Or what it might bring is a bit of softness. You might have that communication, that conversation, that really hard conversation with somebody from the past who hurt you, where you're finally able to speak your truth, speak your mind, tell them how you feel. And that actually opens this doorway for you to finally be free, liberation from that past experience with that person that wounded you. But there's definitely a moving forward after some sort of heartfelt conversation, right? Where your inner child can finally be free to, like, I'm looking at these two elephants here, and it's as if, and then you see these elephants in the background, which are almost like the adult elephants here, because they're darker, right? They're like the adult elephants, very wise. They've gotten all of their markings, right, from their experiences, their wisdom. You know, it's like the warrior markings. And then, but then there's these two baby elephants that are just playing and having a good time and returning to this sense of joy and peace and laughter and like just forgiveness. Even forgiveness can be something with the Six of Swords and the Page of Cups. Forgiving the past, forgiving your inner child, forgiving yourself for being in so much pain, forgiving yourself for the things that you did and the things you allowed to happen. Not when you were a child. I mean, you didn't really have any choice, but we can carry that as if we allowed it, as if it's our fault. We carry so much blame and shame around things that happen to us as if it were our fault when it's not. But forgiving yourself for going through that and for all of the experiences and things and the person you became because of those experiences. Yeah, there's like this shift, this inner shift with the Death card here that's happening. You've grown wise. And look at how it's almost as if the owl is carrying the mouse to safety instead of to eat him, right? Instead of to his death. In this reading, it just feels like it's almost as if somebody or your spirit guides are trying to carry you through over these thorny bushes, you know, over the last hurdle. You've gone through so much. Your spirit guides recognize that, and I feel like you have spirits with you that are carrying you over this last hurdle because they recognize the work that you have already done. And look at this mouse here has the golden halo around it, the way that like Jesus is depicted. And then we have the mouse here acting as the Hierophant, standing on, you know, the old soapboxes, sharing their experience after having lived through stuff and teaching other people and helping them grow and progress and overcome and all that stuff. So Spirit, you were meant to be this Hierophant here through this pain, through this suffering. And I talk about this a lot on this channel. You were meant to do that. And at this point in your life, I feel like Spirit is carrying you the rest of the way. And it's a welcome relief. Like, you need the help. And I feel like you've probably been asking for a lot of help recently because you're like, I feel like you're saying, I'm on the brink, I'm right there, you know, please help me, please help me. And Spirit is following through, yeah, with the Ace of Swords. Spirit has heard you. They've heard your prayers, and they're here. They're taking you the rest of the way, and giving you the messages that you need to share with the world. It might be in your dreams. We have the bats here. We have the owl, which is also a nocturnal animal. And then we have the bats here, another nocturnal animal. So, anyway, I'm not going to go into that. It could be a message that you're going to receive in your dreams. There could be a message in your dreams that you need to pay attention to. But there's also, I can't remember what this is called. If you know what this image is called, let me know in the comments. But it's that symbol of victory as well. Or this could also be through the shadows, through the night, through the shadows, victory will be yours. So after overcoming these things that you've overcome, and doing the healing work that you've needed to do, and having the tough conversations that you've needed to have in order to speak your truth, own your truth, speak your truth, and let go of what needs to be let go of. If that means moving away from people after having that conversation, that's a possibility. Or reintegrating them into your life, that's another possibility, depending on how you feel. And we have strength. We have the mouse again, you know, having that tough conversation with the snake in the grass in your life, the person who altered your existence here. Having that peace offering spirit saying of some kind, I think is really going to help to move you forward. Oh, and open your heart up to new possibilities. All right, this is a good reading, you guys. Okay, so I'm going to end with that. Okay, so I just got the Wild Unknown Archetype deck. This deck, you've probably seen it in other readings, and I haven't started working with it a lot, so forgive me. We're going to work on it together. It's a bit tricky to shuffle. Pile number 1, Spirit. A message from their inner shadows and inner wounds. Oh, that's too many cards. Oh, I'll take the top one, though. They said take the... No, which one was it? This one. Which makes sense because of the snake. The venom. Yeah. You know what? What happened to you, oh my God, is so sinister. What happened to you in the past poisoned you. It poisoned your mind, poisoned your body, your spirit, your energy, body, everything. Like, it really infiltrated your entire existence here. So you need an antidote. And what is the antidote to the poison that they gave you, right? That has really darkened your entire existence. Look at the dark and the fangs there, kind of like taking over, spreading and taking over. The lightness, the joy, the love, the healing. It's really infiltrated your entire being. So what's the antidote then, Spirit? Oh, okay, they're saying, we'll go to the Oracle of the Dragon Fae. What's the antidote to this venom that's in them? What's the antidote, Spirit? What is the antidote to this venom? Oh. The Green Lady of Goch. Am I saying that right? I don't think so. Any Gaelic people here? The Green Lady of Goch. Good. Okay. Okay, so there's that with card number 14. And Pelennor and the Lady, Bittersweet Farewell. Oh, yeah. She's pointing at you. The dragon's looking you dead in the eye. Choose you. Make sure you're doing what's right for you, always. And if that's going to disappoint other people, then it might disappoint other people. And that's going to have to be okay. You have to do what's right for you in this life. That's a part of the lesson here for everybody. We all carry so much guilt about, like, you know, are we, being are we being a good enough daughter? Are we being a good enough parent? Are we, and to a certain degree, you have some sort of responsibility to other people, to your soul family, to work together the way that your soul's intended you to work together. But sometimes the lesson is that you need to let go of the guilt, let go of people, places, and things that are not right for you in order to align with yourself. And that could be a part of your lesson here with the bittersweet farewell. Do what's right for you and let go of anything that's not right for you, including, and you might have to let people down, but people will get over it. And if they don't, that's a part of their own stuff that they need to deal with. If you need to let go and walk away from people in order to feel well, in order to grow, in order to live the life that you really actually want, you might have to let go of some people, some places, some things. You might need to move. This could mean that a move is in order, especially because we have the Six of Swords under there as well. You could literally be moving away and sorry but not sorry kind of a feeling. They're saying one more. Which card, Spirit? Oh, okay. They're saying what's next. What deck should we use for what's next? Let's use this one. What's next for my pile number ones? After they, choosing themselves over and over again, making sure that they're taking care of their own well-being, and then moving on from what's no longer working or what's no longer meant for them, even if it is family, even if it's a friend that you've had for so long, but it's kind of toxic and, not for your highest good. What's next after that? What's next for my... Oh, look at this. Oh my gosh, you guys. I don't even want to... Okay. Drum roll, please. Okay, I can't even do that. Page of Wands. 10 of Pentacles. Look at that. Page of Wands. New, exciting, passion, excitement, creativity, just a lot of forward momentum, new beginnings, feeling that zest for life, with all that energy and passion when you get rid of the dead weight, when you get rid of things that aren't really serving you, when you let go of the guilt and the shame and everything from the past, when you just focus on your own well-being right now. And then the 10 of Pentacles is right after that. So taking that inspired action, moving you forward. And then the 10 of Pentacles, again, with the free flowing of abundance coming into your life. But I think right now it's like that final... They're saying that final resting pose, but it's like the surrender, what that means. Like Shavasana is the final surrender. It's the final release. It's the final letting go of those last final things, pieces, the guilt, the shame, the worry, the fear. Maybe you stepped away from people in the past and you felt really guilty about it for a long time. Well, Spirit's saying, don't feel guilty. Just, you know what? You trust your instinct. When you decided to walk away and you've been worrying and stressing about it all this time, you did the right thing for yourself. You're doing the right things for yourself, and that's the most important thing. And other people are just going to have to suck it up and deal with it. What's right for you will always be there for you when you're ready to take life by the cojones, you know what I mean? And make choices that are for you, for this life. And knowing, like having this knowingness, like what is it that you really want? What do you really want? What do you really want? Spirit just wants me to imprint that into your brain right now. What do you want? What do you want? What do you want? What's your desire? What's your destiny? What's your goal? What's your dream? It's not impossible. And anybody who tries to sway you from it, like part of my dream is I want to move somewhere a little more tropical. My daughter and I both really hate the snow. Like we're just not, I don't know, we were born in Canada, but it's like, I just don't love the snow. Now, California just got hit with a bunch of snow, so do we go there? I don't know. But I have this dream of just going somewhere else in the world. And somewhere warm, Those are the reasons for it as well. There's a lot of things that holding me back. There's a lot of people who don't think it's a good idea. But I feel it inside of me, and I know that it's something that I really want to do, and I'm making steps towards achieving it. And it's going to ruffle a lot of feathers, but it's what I want. And so letting go of that guilt, and I totally get it. Letting go of the guilt, letting go of the worry about what other people think. That's hard. That's hard work to do. But once you do it, once you start to take those steps with action, with passion, and being fearless in your approach to your new destiny, to your life, then the Ten of Pentacles is going to start coming in. So the next step is the Page of Wands, with that creativity, that energy, that passion, that fire, knowingness, really being confident, knowing that, and not having all the answers, because a page is, it's still young, it's still new. It might feel a little impulsive at first, and people might, criticize you, telling you that you're being too impulsive, being too brash, or, irrational, or whatever. But you just are following your heart, and your heart is a little bit irrational, Following your heart, though, is going to bring in so much abundance for you. Just keep following your heart, and you can do no wrong. With that, I'm going to end your reading right there, pile number 1. Thank you for being here. If it resonated, give it a thumbs up, comment below, let me know. And I'm also, from now until, or it's posted now, but from now until, I think, March 9th, I'm offering 50% off of my tarot card readings, which you can purchase from Etsy. The link is down below. I think all of them have the 50% off on it, so you don't have to worry about a code or anything. And then on my Facebook, I posted a birthday message. I'm going to post another message again today, which it'll be posted by the time you see this video. But I'm also offering $10 readings via my Facebook channel. So if you go there, there's details, or my Facebook page. If you go there, there's details about how to take advantage of the $10 Canadian CAD offer. It's just a small little reading, but it's $10 for now until March 9th to celebrate. It's sort of like a celebration for my birthday and my daughter's birthday. A lot is going on right now. I'm just really excited to connect with you guys. So I have these couple different offers happening right now until March 9th. If you want to take advantage of that, let me know or comment below. And if you have any questions, I'm available. All right. It was a pleasure to read for you today, and big hugs. You can do this. You are worthy of it. And you are just on the brink. You're on the brink. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Big hugs. Talk to you soon. Bye. Hey, pile number 2, welcome to your reading. Message from your inner shadows, your inner child, your inner wounds. You chose go with the flow, letting go, cleansing, receiving. Okay, this is different. They want me to put this here. They're showing me, what's her name? Oh my God, I so love this song. I keep going to the river to pray, 'cause I need something to, what is it? Something to, is it wash away the pain? Cleansing. Oh, sorry, I have the window open. If you can hear that. Outside, the truck outside. Yeah. The Fool. New beginnings, going with the flow, letting go, cleansing, receiving, opening yourself up to receive. I think that you've been doing a lot of praying about praying and asking for your challenges to be resolved, for a miracle. And a lot of doubt, questioning if you're doing the right thing, questioning what's the next step. You're very like in your head. See the Fibonacci sequence, or I don't know the other word for it, but it's that spiral, the golden ratio spiral. There's a lot of the wheels in your mind are going, you know, and Spirit wants you to stop that rumination, that worry, that fear, that self-doubt. And it could be with the Ten of Pentacles. I'm going to put it in reverse because I think it's a lot of the worry is around possibly finances, around security, around money, around abundance. You know, it's like you're asking for this help, and you're worried that you're not doing the right thing, and your worry is unnecessary. Maybe you feel really disconnected. All right, we have the Page of Cups here. Maybe you feel really disconnected from Spirit right now. High Priestess, yeah. So Spirit saying, if you can see that there. Oh, yes, something there. Maybe you feel, I feel like, yeah, okay, here we go. So we have the Five of Pentacles. You feel it's like the universe abandoned you, or you can't hear. I think that you're so used to hearing Spirit, or you are very connected. You are very spiritually connected. You are very intuitive, but you're doubting your intuition. You're doubting your gifts. You're doubting the steps that you're taking. You're doubting the support of the spirit world. Maybe because you haven't seen the fruits of your labor yet. Maybe it's because you keep facing things that you feel like you've overcome already. Look at her body posture here. She's holding back. She's crossing her arms over her heart. She's very resistant to maybe even what Spirit is offering. Maybe you've asked for help and Spirit is bringing you help and you're resistant to it, or the miracles that Spirit is trying to bring into your life, you keep resisting, thinking that it's not for you, or thinking that how could that possibly be for me, or thinking like, there's that, have you heard that story? They're showing me this story where there's a man, I don't know if this is right, but it's like I don't know if it's like a Buddhist proverb, or no, I guess it wouldn't be, would it? It's like this story about how this man or woman or person is drowning in the water. And I don't quote me on the actual story. I don't know who wrote it or whatever. It's something that they're showing me, is that story of a person drowning in the water, and the person drowning praying to God, please help me, please help me, please help me. And, a boat goes by, a boat with passengers goes by, and they offer help, and the person in the water says, no, God's gonna save me. And then a turtle swims by, like one of those big snapping turtles, and like says, hop on. And the person says, no, God's gonna save me. And but the person's drowning and freaking out. And then I don't know, something else comes by, right? And he's like, grab on. And it was an opportunity to be saved, but the person says, oh no, God's gonna save me. I think what this is saying is that and then at the end, sorry, I'll finish the story. And then at the end of the day, the person drowns and says, when he goes to the throne room, goes to God and says, why didn't you save me? I prayed to be saved, for help, and you weren't there, you didn't save me. And God said, what are you talking about? I sent you a boat and this turtle and this thing and that thing, and you just rejected all of those different offers of help and support. So Spirit's sending you things, but you're so in your defense mode that you're not seeing it. And Spirit is saying that you really need to let go and open up to possibilities that you don't necessarily think are what you want or what you think are right for you. Because Spirit has a different idea. So I think in this case, there's a lot of like what you think you want, what you think is right for you, what you think is aligned with your soul is actually not, and Spirit has a better idea for you. With the Lovers in reverse. You're following the wrong passion. there's something that you think that you really want, or it's meant for you, or you've always wanted to be, you always wanted to be an acrobat, but things just aren't working out for you. And you're like, why can't I be this acrobat? I want it. I practice. Why isn't it working out for me? I'm auditioning, and nothing's working out for me. There's something else that you're meant to be doing, and Spirit's blocking you from this goal because there's a different thing that's better for you. But the reason, what's this? Oh, okay. I'll just leave it. Seven of Cups came out, but I was talking and I can't remember the question. So, yeah, I just think that there's another option. You've had many different dreams, and I think that there's maybe a dream that you had a long time ago that you gave up on, or you thought was unrealistic, and so you chose something else. But now that you've chosen something else, you keep getting blocked, and that's for a reason, because it's not what's meant for you. You chose maybe something that was safe instead of what was right and aligned. They're also showing me, oh, hold on. Yeah, here we go. There was another message coming through, but it's gone now, but I'll go with this because they wanted this. This is mother, father. I'm thinking that this is your mother, father figure, however that resonates for you. It doesn't have to be, man or woman, could be masculine, feminine energies in your life. The father, mother figures, role models that you had. They gave you all this anxiety about something that you thought you really wanted, and they're like, no, that's not the right thing for you. Whether they said it in so many words or not, there's this overarching message of, my family will be so disappointed in me if I go with this. So I'm going to do this instead because this is socially acceptable. It doesn't matter if your parents are still in your life now or not. There's this perception of like needing to prove something, or needing to follow suit, or going with the flow of what your family wants. It's like, this is how do I explain this? Okay, sorry, I'll just put this down. So we had the 8 of Swords. So there's a lot of anxieties and fears and feeling blocked, but I think this has a lot to do with mother-father wounding that's keeping you blocked from going after something that you really want. And I think that for you, it might even be hidden. You might not know what is right for you anymore because of the conditioning that you've experienced from an early age. So maybe you really want to be with the High Priestess here. Maybe you really want to be a tarot card reader, let's say, but you feel like people won't accept you, or won't understand, or think that you're crazy or weird or whatever. And so you gave up on that dream, or you're not pursuing that, even though all of the signs are there. You know that you're psychic. You know that you are very intuitive. You know that you're good at this, or even a healer, maybe an oracle of some kind. But you fear ridicule. I'm going to record another reading today, and I might post it before I post this reading, but today is March 1st when I'm recording this. Oh, and 11:11 just showed up on the clock. 11:11 a.m. So today, I don't really ask Alexa in the morning, like, what's this day in history? Today I happened to read, ask her, what's this day in history, and whatever, the 1600s was the beginning. Today, sorry, I'm saying this very inarticulately. March 1st marks the day of the beginning of the Salem witch trials, like in 1682 or something like that. I'll get the date right for when I record that reading. So I'm going to record something about the Salem witch trials and like what kind of a witch are you, or whatever, why were you burned at the stake, sort of thing. So this is like that pattern carrying on from different lives. Not necessarily this is a part of your shadows, a part of your wounds, but maybe not necessarily in this life. It didn't start in this life. It's just carried over. So maybe you were burned at the stake. in the 1600s, 17th century, however you say it. Maybe you were burned at the stake, put on trial, burned at the stake, and now you fear being a psychic, being a tarot reader, being an oracle, being a witch, being, accepting your gifts of whatever kind, whatever they are, because of those fears, because of those experiences in that life that's now sort of like oozing into this life. They're showing me like oozing gross, toxic waste from that life into this life. So that's a message from your soul. And then at the bottom of the deck, we have the Star card. So there's a wish that your soul has. A dream is a wish your heart makes when you're fast asleep. In dreams you will lose. Okay, I'm not a singer. I'm not singing today. Anyways. Yeah, it's like you were burned at the stake, you were ridiculed, you were terrorized for this in a previous life, and now you're just afraid. And you're afraid to go with the flow. You keep blocking this pathway, the alignment with your soul, because of the fear, because of the experience that you experienced in a previous life. Again, potentially from the Salem witch trials, which is interesting. So yeah, you're following the wrong course, Spirit's saying. You think that you're going with the flow, but you're going with the flow of what other people want. You're going with you're riding on other people's rivers. You're riding on other people's rivers. It's not the right river for you. You need to find a different river. Yeah, 10 of Cups. There's something else. Again, it could be, it doesn't have to be that you are a psychic or intuitive. I think you are. I think most of the people watching this is, you are afraid of it or blocking it, or you don't feel like it's practical, and so maybe it's sort of you're moonlighting as a psychic or doing, but you're meant to be doing something with the esoteric arts. For most of you, it could be something else for some of you. Let's see, this popped up. Oh gosh, Spirit, that's a lot of cards. They're saying take them. Okay, so I choose a different deck. Where should I start? Yeah, okay. Wow. So we have this. Where do you want me to start? It's kind of like there's no beginning or end here. This is just, let's see, the Sun, Nine of Cups, Death, Queen of Pentacles, and Four of Wands. Look at the security here. The Queen of Pentacles and the Four of Wands. The Queen of Pentacles is so secure in herself, confident, financially successful, respected, like just commands respect from her energy. She's very wise, revered, sacred. Her actions, her words, her movement is sacred. She's the master of her own ship. The key, look at this. I never noticed this in this card. I don't know if you can see. There's a key where the cow's heart is, in the cow. And there's a cross there. I know that in the Hindu tradition, cows are sacred. And look at this, the bird here, the messenger. There's something in your heart. The key to your success is in your heart, is in your spiritual awareness with the cross here. And the Four of Wands is, 1111. I said 1111 in this reading. So the Four of Wands is the 1111 card. It can speak of, connections, partnerships. It can speak to security, marriage, well-being, lasting security, a foundation, a home for you and your family, generational wealth even. I can see in that card as well with the Queen of Pentacles followed by the Four of Wands. This could be generational wealth. Is there for you. Look at this. What's coming? The Sun, Nine of Cups, Death, just a complete transformation. The Death card at the very center of this reading is like, once you step into the light with the Sun here, the sun will rise. Once you step into your own light with the Nine of Cups and the Peacock, your own power, feel really good inside of yourself. They're saying you can't feel really good. You can't be in the Nine of Cups energy. You can't be in this like wish fulfillment energy until you align with your true self, until you take ownership of your life, until you really start to become the person that you were meant to be and let go of other people's choices for you. Being in flow. Sometimes, I don't love when Abraham Hicks talks about being in flow, especially when it comes to other people, right? There are opportunities where if you usually say no to something and somebody suggests something and you say yes, it's like, aha, there's the miracle that God was bringing to you through somebody else. And that is true. But you really have to practice discernment and know, especially in the beginning, because Spirit will keep challenging you. Are you following your own inner guidance? Or are you just doing what other people want to do? What is flow? What is that? Is it being in flow with other people? Is it not wanting to ruffle other people's feathers, and so you go along with the flow of what other people want, but it's not what you want? If it's not what you want too, if you also don't want that same sort of thing, within reason, we all have to compromise sometimes, but you don't compromise on your own inner values and what you want in this life. And if you are always going with the flow because you don't want to, rock the boat, that's not going with the flow of your soul. That's not stepping into alignment. That's going with other people's directions because it's easier than being in conflict with those people. But what that means is that you're in conflict with yourself. And that will always, 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 always create blocks for you. So what is it? What is your flow? What is the direction that your soul wants to go in? Step into the light, and you will step into your own flow, and things will start to come in and manifest for you very quickly. That's when things will change with the Death card in the middle here. And that's when, this was in pile 1 too, this card, in the same sort of manner. This card is beautiful, this Death card, but because it's like Spirit will carry you the rest of the way. So you've been blocked and held back and whatever for so long because you haven't been aligning or believing that your path is actually right for you, the calling of your soul. You've been sort of ignoring it, thinking it's impractical and it's not going to bring me success. It's not going to bring me the stability that I want. But actually it will. You see it in the cards here. But once you make that choice to step into your own light, align with yourself, follow your own truth, then Spirit will carry you the rest of the way. You make the choice, start moving in that direction, and then Spirit is going to carry you the rest of the way into Queen of Pentacles energy, Four of Wands, stability, success, growth for you and your family for generations to come. All right. This reading, Spirit had me lay out the cards in a more traditional format. Because I think that you've been following the path of tradition and ignoring the call of your own inner being. And that is a type of wounding, generational wounding from family, from past lives, believing that you're wrong for being who you are, that who you are is wrong, when it's not. Spirit, God makes no mistakes. You are perfect in who you are and all of your desires and what you want, who you want to be, the job that you want, the career that you want, whatever it is. But don't do something just because it seems like the right thing to do. What is it that you truly want that is actually meant for you, right? Doing things because you think that this is the right thing to do, you're appeasing the masses, society, your family, and that creates a lot of resistance in your relationships, in your life. You know, you might find some success, but it won't be the kind of success that you really could have. It won't feel right. It won't feel good. It'll always feel a little off, you know? All right, so how can pile number 2 make that transition, make that shift into this power, into the light? What's that key, the missing key to help them step into the light, out of the shadows? My hands are a little too small for this deck. What's the key? The key effort, the key moment, the key for them. Let's have a few cards here. So we have, okay, web of all life, spider. Spider speaks to creativity, hard work, yes, but creativity, determination, dedication, the interweaving of all the little pieces. Maybe looking at your life from a bird's eye view, from a bigger perspective, right? This spider works on its web, little tiny bits at a time, but when you look at the final piece, it's like, whoa, it's mesmerizing. Boundaries, yeah. 35, 34. 10. Queen of Uchnach. A brilliant solution is on its way. Okay. So don't worry about what you really need to do to move forward. Spirit is saying, and your inner... Okay, so sorry, I had to, I thought the mic was not plugged in properly, and it actually is fine, so small miracles. I thought I was gonna have to record that all over again. I was like, no. Anyways, so Spirit is saying, I'm gonna pick up where I left off. Spirit is saying, don't worry about what you need to do. Like, I feel like what they really want is for you to look at the big picture, look at all of the experiences that you've had, weave them together, and see how far you've come from where you used to be. There's a saying of, like, look at somebody in their life. Are they happy? Are they successful? If they're not, then why take advice from that person? So maybe you've been taking advice from family members, or trying to fit in, or trying to prove something to them or society or somebody in your life. And doing what they tell you to do, or taking their advice and listening to it, but are those people happy? Are they the embodiment of love and joy and success and peace and whatever it is that you're striving for in your life? Are they that embodiment? If not, then why take their advice? If what you want is something different from what those people have, then why take the advice from those people? Right? Just because they're your parents or your grandparents or whatever, that doesn't mean anything. Did that person, that soul, learn from their mistakes? Did they integrate the lessons from their life into this wisdom they're trying to give to you? And success is different for everybody, right? How you achieve success is different for everybody. So I'm not saying just follow, what Jeff Bezos does and you'll be successful. No. Do what's right for you and you'll be successful. Do what feels good for you and you'll be successful. And a brilliant solution is on its way. I feel like your most important task or efforts right now are to observe yourself, your life, big picture it, and think about the big picture. What do you want to feel and experience and know and understand, whatever, when you're old, before you die? What is it that you really want in that moment? You take your last breath. How do you want to feel? What do you want to be thankful for? What do you want to have experienced? No matter what it is, right? There's no limits. And make sure that you're setting boundaries with the people in your life, the people, places, experiences, things, old friends, new friends, family members, new family members. Set appropriate boundaries so that you can be free to receive the blessing that's on its way, the solution that's on its way, that you can say no to the people who think that they know what's best for you and say yes to the universe when they bring you this amazing solution into your life. But practicing boundaries for you is going to help you heal those wounds from the past, help you set limits, especially energetically, with the people who might believe that they have your best interest at heart, but do they actually? Do they really see you for who you are? Do they accept you for who you are? When you talk to people about successes and joys and things that you're passionate about, what do their eyes do? Do they glaze over? Do they kind of ignore you? Do they change the topic? Do they really see you? And it's very painful to know and see when people don't, when people you think should love you and accept you and attune to your energies, when they can't and when they won't and when they don't. It's very painful in this human experience. But that's a part of the lesson. It's a part of growth, is setting boundaries with those people who are your tribe genetically, but maybe not spiritually. Or maybe they're just not ready, or at the same place that you're at, of just accepting yourself for who you are in the grand scheme of things, right? Don't look at necessarily the little tiny behaviors and experiences and setbacks and pain and things you've done, all that. Don't look at that, but look at the big picture. Look at who you are from a bird's eye view, at the web that you've created so far in your life. Look at how magnificent and magical and mystical it is. Look at how all the pieces really fit together to bring you to where you are today. But for you, I think especially, it's very important to learn how to set boundaries and stick to boundaries and feel okay with boundaries. That's your big task right now. And for the Spirit saying the next 6 months or so. I'll ask what this, I was going to ask what the solution is, the brilliant solution that's on its way. 7 of Pentacles. It's going to be different for everybody. Yeah, Hanged Man. So they're like, it's different for everybody. It's coming. They don't want you to really know it or see it right now. It could be a big surprise too. It'll probably catch you off guard. Maybe something that you envisioned in the past, but put no faith in, or no, what's it called when you, I can't remember. Something maybe you've dreamed of or thought of in passing. Like, it seems very flighty almost, like just oh, I was reading that as if it was a 7 of Cups. That's what I was seeing in my head. But also the sevens, are about stepping into alignment. The number 7 is about making sure that you are always in alignment. When you see 777, it can mean miracles, but it can end financial abundance and success and whatever. But it also really primarily means you need to be in alignment to get those things into your life, to bring those things in. And you need to be in alignment by setting boundaries. But also 7 of Pentacles is about just doing the work, just living your life, going about your day, and something's going to come in when you least expect it, while you're patiently waiting, while you're observing, while you're observing yourself, while you're observing your actions, setting boundaries, doing the daily work that you need to do in order to affirm yourself. And then we have The King of Wands and the World kind of popped out. I wasn't really asking anything, but I'll put it there. Just the King of Wands is very passionate. He's very vocal. He's inspiring. And bringing that message to the world potentially. I mean, again, it's going to be different for everybody. It could be somebody recognizing you for your talents, for your true self, your authentic self, when you actually step into that light. It could be somebody around the world. I mean, that could be a specific message for one or two people. I wasn't really asking any questions. Okay, yeah, so they have 6 of Pentacles. This is like an offer coming in, possibly from around the world, from a person. Let's see, this could be a specific message for somebody, so I'll just ask. Dropped it. Okay, 9 of Pentacles. So this is different for everybody. This is like a wish. Oh, I was singing a wish. A dream is a wish your heart makes. It might even be hidden from your conscious mind, to be totally honest with you guys. This could be a wish that your soul has, that your heart has. And it's gonna, when it comes into your life, you're gonna feel right. It's gonna feel really good. You feel like, yeah, that's it. So Spirit's going to bring you that solution, but Spirit just wants you to work on setting and affirming your boundaries, looking at the big picture and really seeing yourself for who you are and accepting that self. That's kind of your big message from your inner wounds and your shadows, is that no matter what anybody has done to you or made you believe, it's not the right boat. It's not the right river for you. It's not the right body of water. There's another one. There's something else. But Spirit, you might not see it. You might not know. You might not even know what you're going after. But all Spirit really wants you to do is to stick with your boundaries, affirm your boundaries, practice that every single day, saying no, even to your mother, to your father, if it's right in that moment. Yeah, 2 of Pentacles. Just making the right choices. Every moment, one moment at a time, every single day, making those right choices. Looking at yourself from a bird's eye view, big picture thinking. Who are you? What do you want? What do you like? If you look at the arc of your life, what's kind of a thread that you can follow, similarities, things that you've been drawn to, surprises that really felt good for you, that kind of stuff, right? If you have questions, you can always message me about maybe what that is for you. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. I'll stop rambling and talking in circles. I'll get one more. I just started using this Wild Unknown Archetype deck, and so yeah, I'm gonna pull a card. What does pile number 2's inner shadow, inner wounds, what does pile number 2 need to know? The shadow and the self. Like, how much more clear can this reading be? Through the shadows, your self emerges. Look at this. It's almost as if we could, right, put that on top and just not everything is so black and white too. If you look at this card, I'm seeing not everything is so black and white. There's all this gray area that can make, I feel like there's a lot of gray area in life, and that can make things really confusing. The gray area being, being born into a family but not really fitting in, but feeling like you have to fit in because genetically or biologically humans are designed to fit into the crowd, to fit into their tribe. And when they don't, it can feel very destabilizing. It feels wrong not to be a part of the group, the tribe, the community. But that doesn't mean that it is wrong. And yourself, your true self, is dying to emerge if you will let it. You're in the wrong lane right now. move into your own lane, and things will start to flow. Things will start to happen, magical things that you don't even have to really work for. But setting boundaries is where you're at right now. Understanding that there is this gray area in life, but that your higher self wants to emerge, right? I hope that this makes sense. With that, pile number 2, I'm going to leave your reading there. Thank you for following and watching and being a part of my community. If this resonated for you, like it, comment below, let me know. And also, I want to let you know right now I'm offering 50% off of all of my tarot readings on my Etsy channel, or my Etsy shop, sorry. Go into the description box below, and there's the details there and the links to my shop. Also on Facebook, by the time you watch this video, there will be some posts there. I'm offering a $10 reading from now, like a micro reading. And there's different steps, not on Etsy, but there's different steps to follow in order to take advantage of that deal. So it's a $10 Canadian CAD offer of a micro reading if you're interested, but you can find out the details on my Facebook page, and the link to my Facebook page is in the description box as well. So those are 2 deals happening right now until March 9th. I'm celebrating my birthday and my daughter's birthday and some other cool things that are just going on in life. I wanted to offer you guys something special. So that's going on. Details in the description box. Thank you again for being a part of my community here. And if you're not already subscribed, please consider subscribing. And I appreciate you. Thanks for being here. I'll talk to you soon. Bye. Hey, pile number 3. Welcome to your reading. Today we're looking at messages from your shadow. Messages from your shadow self. Your inner wounds. Sorry. I just started shuffling and cards already came out. Wasn't expecting that. Okay, so how are we positioning these cards? Okay, so this is different than the other ones. We have 3 of Pentacles. 2 3s, wow, okay. 3 of Wands. Page of Pentacles. 3 of Cups. Holy cow. 3 3 3. What's this? 4. 44. 4. 3 3 3. Expansion. 3 is the number of expansion. Spirit guides being with you. Protection. You are divinely protected. You're going through an expansion right now. I think Spirit really wants you to know that you are divinely protected. Balance, stability, standing firm. You're very strongly connected to your spirit guides, to Spirit. And I think I don't know if you can see that. Should I put that there? There's 7 of Swords at the bottom of the deck. Spirit, a message. Each pile wanted me to lay out the cards differently. I feel like each pile today is very unique. Sorry, I'm just looking here. This isn't a message from your wounds. I mean, it is. Your wounds, your shadow. But there's a message from the spirit world for you that's like conquering the darkness. That I feel like, again, this is similar to the last reading that I posted, or one of the last ones, which is about like how to find balance. Pile number 3, I believe, was also the pile of like achievement. You're already there. So what are we looking at here? But you have been carried to this point right now. And not that you've always been carried, because you've faced a lot of darkness. You've learned how to stand in your own power, to find your balance, to be stable in yourself, to stand firm, to set boundaries. You've done a lot of that work already. You've worked with spirit to do that too, with the three of Pentacles. I find that the Three of Pentacles can be about, collaboration with other people, bringing things into the 3D, to really ground things into the real world, into this real world, the 3D world. I also look at that card as, purpose, working with spirit to bring something into the 3D world, to bring something into the material world. But this speaks to me of like having done that work with spirit, with your higher self, and it coming to you. And maybe you're just sort of at that waiting moment. Because here, on the other side, we have the Two of Pentacles, the Ten of Swords under it. This is how Spirit wants the cards laid out. And the Knight of Cups with the Sun under it. This is like this offer. So we have the Page of Pentacles and the Three of Cups, which is about celebration, celebrating with family, a new venture, a new offer, a new business opportunity, work, school opportunity, possibly, that has come in. So maybe you've been waiting and you're just finding out now, or you're going to be finding out very soon about this new opportunity, offer, internship. I'm hearing for some of you as well. That's something that you're going to be celebrating, but you're going to be celebrating it because you've done all this inner power work. You've integrated your wounds into the present moment. You've alchemized your wounds into something really great for yourself. You've done so much work with spirit. Maybe even with the Three of Pentacles there, it could also be, having done that work with a therapist, with somebody, other people, partners in this world, people in your family, even collaborating, compromising, really getting to know your worth, getting to know who you are, your values, your core values, reparenting yourself. You've done a lot of that with the Three of Pentacles here. And then we have the Three of Wands. So because of that work that you've done, that compromising, that connecting, that it could be networking too. But I feel like they're giving me, this is more about your work with spirit that you've undertaken and been working on for a really long time, which is about that self-awareness, standing firm in your truth, honoring your truth, speaking your truth, right? This message here with 40 is she's just so powerful. She's very energetically attuned with the energy, the Reiki, or the energy in the palm of her hands, really having her power, owning her power, having it in the palm of her hands, being balanced in that power, being firm in that power, knowing her boundaries, knowing her worth, knowing how to affirm those things to other people. And then this coming in for you, the Page of Pentacles and the family. It could be a family celebration, I think. It could be a move. We have the Three of Wands there and the Chariot. It could be a move. Maybe you've manifested a move of some kind. Even a move in a new positive direction. But moving over to this side of the spread, we have the Two of Pentacles and the Ten of Swords underneath of it, which is this finality. It's like no longer flip-flopping back and forth between what do I do, no longer questioning your role, no longer questioning who you are, what you're supposed to be doing. Like, you just know yourself. There's this very firm standing, grounding, being very grounded in your sense of self and who you are, knowing that you have this purpose and then following through with it. Trusting and having faith in yourself means that you've learned how to have faith in the divine, right? Even if you don't believe in God per se, right? Or even the divine, maybe you only believe in yourself, but you do believe in yourself. I mean, if you didn't believe in the divine or anything, I don't know if you'd be watching tarot card readings, but let's say you've questioned it a lot in the past. You finally know the truth, whatever that is for you. You know the truth now. You know your role in that truth, if that makes sense. And you're no longer questioning it. You're no longer flip-flopping between what it is that you think that you want and what it is that you know that you want, or what it is that other people think that you need to do versus what you know that you need to do for yourself. You're no longer, indecisive. That's over. You're no longer holding yourself back. You're no longer deceiving yourself, right? Your wounds are no longer deceiving you. If that's probably a better message for this reading. Your wounds, your shadows are no longer deceiving you. You will have power over them. Oh, that's an interesting... Yeah, that's what this means. Okay, I'll put those down in a sec. So then we have the Knight of Cups, which is typically about an offer. It could be a romantic offer. It could be a heartfelt partnership of some kind. I'll look at it in a sec. But it could be just a different creative, heartfelt approach to life. Passion and wonder, a very poetic they're saying poetic justice, actually. So poetic justice for everything that you've been through, that you are finally set to, you've finally set the stage to become everything you were meant to be and more. Onward and upward kind of energy, momentum. That's also what I'm getting here, is momentum, with the Sun card underneath. But then this, as I was talking, we have the Eight of Cups. I was talking about, no longer being held captive, so to speak, or being blinded by your shadows, by your wounds. And then this came out. So we have the Eight of Cups and the King of Pentacles. Like, no longer being held captive by your wounds, walking away from the gifts and offers of the people of things that weren't meant for you. So maybe people were offering you opportunities and jobs and relationships and things that just weren't right. Not that they aren't right at all, but they're not right for you, and recognizing what wasn't right for you and following your own true north with the King of Pentacles here, going after a sense of confidence and power and stability and intelligence and discernment and focus. And the King of Pentacles, in this reading today, I didn't go through any sort of horoscope or astrological signs, but the King of Pentacles is very grounded in himself and his truth and his worth, his value, speaks his mind, speaks his vision clearly, very focused on the end goal. Oh, okay, Spirit, why is this here? I was just talking about the King of Pentacles. And they brought me the Eight of Swords, some anxiety, some fears, some doorways. Oh, too many cards. Yeah, that's what it is. Okay, it's like walking away from this anxiety and fear and feeling of self-loathing almost in this. Maybe you experienced that a lot in the past. Feeling competitive and feeling like feeling, it's like, maybe at one point you felt like you had to be ruthless in your approach. For some of you, especially if you are a masculine energy, I'm getting a lot of masculine energy here. Like a toxic masculinity, a very wounded masculinity, something like something to prove. Almost you're moving away from that need to prove yourself with this sense of just knowing that you are great. Like this sense of, they're saying like Alexander the Great, like you just have this like sense of greatness that exudes from you because you are now finally confident in yourself, your skills. You've mastered your shadows. With the Moon card here, you've mastered this over time with the Seven of Pentacles. Over time, you've mastered it. You've taken all the right steps, or you are taking the right steps, and this is where this is leading you with the Emperor. Yeah, well, the King of Pentacles and then the Emperor card, this is like definitely a masculine energy. Taking your power, knowing your value, your worth, and projecting that onto the world. Not just knowing it, but actually projecting it and having people respond to that energy. You are a leader. When you stand up and when you speak, people pay attention. But that maybe wasn't always the case, but they do now, or they're going to moving forward. That we already talked about the Seven of Pentacles. Okay, so that's interesting. If you haven't done this already, this is what's coming in for you. And if you are sort of at the beginning of this journey, Spirit is saying just working with Spirit, doing the work that you're doing, following the call of your soul, listening to your heart, doing the inner work and the outer work, right? Not just the spiritual work, but actually grounding that spiritual work into this moment, into this life, solidifying the spiritual work into your actual life. Now that you know all these things about spirit, yourself, your soul, how do you then ground it into the 3D world? How do you make something of it? What is the point, right? Now that you know all this spiritual stuff, what do you do with it? Where do you go from here? And that, I think that could be a big question for some of you watching this. You're like, okay, I get it. Like I've done the work, but now what? I hate when, tarot readers, you're watching these things and you're like, okay, I get it, but now what? Now what do I do? And I think that that's where, private readings come into play, so we can focus on you specifically, and your personal journey. But I do like to give some direction. Spirit just doesn't talk in riddles all the time. They do give very tangible advice when you're willing to listen. So take the advice. Spirit has brought you all kinds of saviors, all kinds of help. I think that you know it, and you've been working with the right people, therapists or financial advisors or whatever it is that you know that you've identified that you've needed to work on. You've been doing that work, and now the next step until you're here is to take the advice that was right for you, right? The people who were brought into your life to help and guide you and support you on this new role, this new venture, this new phase of your life, to take those things that you've learned and run with them, right? With the Chariot there. Materialize it. How? That's what I want to know, because the Three of Wands can be like the Spirit's it's coming, or you might have a vision of it and it's on its way, and there's not a lot of work that needs to be done. But then we have the Chariot, which kind of talks about taking those steps, moving forward in the right direction, taking what you've learned and running with it. So how does pile number 3 materialize or ground what they've learned from their shadows, from their shadow work, integration work? How do they what do they do with that now? How do they materialize something, their dreams, what their heart wants? How do they become fully the Emperor and the King of Pentacles energy here? How do they bring these offers in if they haven't done it already? What's the next sort of, what's this? What's the steps? If the people are here, what steps do they have to take to sort of really grab? Oh, wow. That really flew out of there. 8 of Wands. Okay, I need another card, Spirit. I don't know. It could be that you've already done it. Let's just see. God, hawks are one of my favorites. I love them. They're so fierce and bold, but they're also very thoughtful and methodical, right? They can see things from miles and miles and miles away. Things that they can see the big picture and then zone in, like really zoom into that creature, their target. It could be hidden. You might not be able to see it to the human eye or to the naked eye, or, we can't see the way that hawks can see, but there's a snake sort of hidden in the grass, but the hawk can see it and it can laser focus in on it. Oh, that's too many cards. So what is this? This 8 of Wands. 8 of Wands can be about things speeding up, things moving quickly. It can also be about communication coming in. So we have the 3 of Wands and the 8 of Wands, which speaks to me about some sort of message or communication coming in for you. But let's just see. I want another card. Oh, this deck. I love this deck. It's beautiful. But the cardstock is amazing. It's quality. It's also very heavy because of that. No, Spirit. Okay, they're just saying do this. I'll just do it this way. What is this? 4 of Wands. Queen of Swords. 8 of Wands. King of Swords. Okay. Huh. I'm seeing, for some, it could be for some, I'm seeing very tough negotiations coming. And you wouldn't have been able to succeed in these negotiations if you didn't go through some of the things you've been through in your life. That's just for some of you. But you have the experience needed to there's a lot of back and forth communication with the Queen of Swords. I'm seeing this as like one is you, one is the other. Right? You're both very headstrong. You're both very intelligent. And I just see this with the 8 of Wands, there's a lot of back and forth communication with the 4 of Wands here too. And you see these two birds kind of talking back and forth, right? Compromising, coming up with a plan for security, for a foundation. Maybe you're going to start to build a business with somebody. This could be for some of you, a business offer or a project offer that's coming in for you. Especially with the King of Pentacles, the Emperor here, right? The Knight of Cups, the Sun. Like there's a lot of showing me that, and then the Page of Pentacles, and then the 3 of Cups. So it's like building some sort of a business or a venture with somebody. They're going to come in and offer it to you. It's actually being divinely guided by Spirit. There's not a lot you need to do. It's already on its way to you, this offer. But Spirit is saying that there's some negotiation that needs to happen, and you're both you're both right. It could be with a venture, like a business venture with somebody. It could be with a divine counterpart, even your twin flame. I didn't get the 2 of Cups. We have the 4 of Wands here and the 3 of Cups under here, which talks about family celebrations as well. There's a lot of 3s too. Yeah, you had 3, 3, 3. You could be, creating a family of 3 somehow, some ways, a family of 4 maybe. There's a lot of 3s there. So it's like maybe if you are a parent, a single parent, and somebody coming into your life. But this is not just it's not just like a love thing with the Knight of Cups there. This is about, it could be a family business, a project, a venture. I just keep hearing venture. It's like, everything that encompasses your entire life, a lot of things that you've gone through separately and together, that is going to create a program or a product or a service or a facility or something that you both strongly identify with the swords here. And it's something that you are bringing to the world. And we have the Seven of Pentacles. There's a lot of work. This is like something that's going to require a lot of energy, a lot of work, a lot of focus and intention, laser focus with the Hawk card here. Even the owl has great nocturnal eyesight. So like seeing really clearly in the dark. This is something very different for you, I feel. I feel like it's something that maybe you weren't, you never thought that you would do something like this. It might even catch you off guard. But when it does come into your life, you're going to say, wow, yeah, that's perfect. How can we make that happen? How can we make it work? Whatever it is, though, it's very powerful. It's going to be respected in your industry, whatever that is for you. Judgment. This decision. It's going to be a bit of a heavy, I feel this heaviness, but not in a bad way. It's like, this is great, but how can we execute it intelligently? And that's something that you and this person are going to be coming up with. Who is this person? I just see two sides of very intelligent people, very wise through experience, very discerning. There's a lot of owls here. You guys are extremely wise, very thoughtful, thought-provoking. You balance each other out extremely well. Wasn't the original card balance, stability? Yeah, standing your ground. Making sure that the contract is equal and fair. Those are things you'll need to be. But also with the Fool, and then and the Knight of Swords again. Wow, so a lot of swords energy, but I find that it's just people. There's a lot of swords like people. It speaks to like a lot of thinking, like a lot of thought. A lot of thought is going into this project. So yeah, Knight of Swords, Queen of Pentacles, Seven of Wands. Standing your ground. When people try to create contracts with you or bring offers to you, they want what's best for them. So it's important for you to know what's best for you and to stand firm in your values, in your worth, in what you want out of this. It's not just about the other person. Make sure that you're getting what you need, what you want out of this as well, whatever it is, right? Your stability, your well-being and the well-being of your family, if you have kids and stuff, is the most important, right? Make sure that you are honoring yourself, your needs, your stability, your future, your growth in this contract, whatever's coming in. It's a new beginning. Be excited. You can be a little bit naive, not really know where you're going exactly. You don't have to have all the answers with the Fool card here, but be very thoughtful in your approach, mindful in how you negotiate the contract, make sure that your needs are taken care of, and stand your ground. I think that it's really important to prove to this person that you are the Emperor, that you are the King of Pentacles, and that you are worthy of the outcome that you want, right? That you guys can be very successful with Ten of Pentacles. You can be very successful in this. This is huge undertaking. There's a lot of work. It's going to take a lot of your mental energy. You're going to have to stay grounded, but it's going to be whatever it is. It could even be any kind of partnership. It's not just love, but I do see that it's like, it could be. Now, for some, if you know about the twin flame journey is usually coming together, being kind of ripped apart by something, doing your own inner spiritual work, coming back together so that you can bring something to humanity at this time. And that could be something that speaks to you, your twin flame coming back into your life with the Four of Wands here, and you guys working together to build something that's very good for the world. It's going to take a lot of thought, though, a lot of compromise and interweaving of the contract, right? Just always making sure that your needs are taken care of no matter what, that you stay balanced, you maintain your balance through this, because it is going to be, it's a big thing, it's a big project. This is a big turning stone. Turning stone? No. Turning point. What's the stone reference? Like turning over a new leaf, but there's a stone. It just feels very heavy because it feels like such an important mission. It's very dense in its energy, but it's extremely important for humanity at this time. It just feels very dense. Oh my God, you hear my tummy rumbling? I need to eat something. Sorry if you can hear that. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I'm gonna leave this. Oh wait, I didn't pull, did I pull the other oracles? No. Let's ask the Dragon Fae what they need to know about this. That's a very specific message. Oh, this came out in pile number 2 too. Queen Unach. A brilliant solution is on its way. Yeah, it's coming. Again, it's not, you don't need to know what it is because it's coming into your life. It's going to probably catch you off guard. But the most important thing that you need to know, especially from your shadows self and your inner wounds, so that you've done a lot of the work and you are prepared for it, just make sure that you take it slow, right? Be very methodical in your approach. Don't get caught up in your emotions. I mean, enjoy it, obviously, enjoy it, play with it, have fun with it, but be very thoughtful and methodical and grounded in your approach as you, as this comes into your life. Make sure that you continue to stay grounded, especially if you are an air sign, or if you have prominent air sign placements. So Aries, no, not Aries, oh my God. What's wrong with me? Yeah, no. Sorry, oh my God, my brain. Libra, Aquarius, Gemini. Oh, there we go. Libra, Aquarius, Gemini. Especially if you have a lot of air placements or water placements, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio in your chart. Like for me, I'm a Pisces sun and Gemini moon, and my rising sign is Aquarius. Like I am not grounded. I am not a grounded person. It's very difficult for me to ground myself into the 3D. I have to work on it every day with intention because it can be very difficult for me. So make sure that when something does come in, you don't get carried away with it. You make sure that you stay focused, methodical, logical. Get carried away inside it a little bit and follow your heart, but make sure that you pay attention to the details, because the devil's in the details, Spirit is saying, in this particular situation, to make sure that you stay in your Emperor power, you stay in your King of Pentacles power. And this person might come in to help balance that out in some way. So it's showing up as the Queen of Swords and King of Swords in terms of discussion and really ironing out the details in this contract, in this whatever it is that you're building with the Four of Wands, this foundation that you're building with somebody, but making sure that you're staying really grounded and practical, and focused on your own well-being. So this thing is coming in for you. There's nothing, it's already in the works. It's already in the works. There's nothing else that you need to do, right? Except for maybe keep focusing on what you're doing, celebrating yourself, keep doing that grounding work, keep following, the steps that you've implemented in your life day by day. And then this is going to come in and surprise you. I just started working with the Wild Archetype deck, so forgive me if I'm not, I'm just starting to work with it. So, there's too many cards, Spirit. I'm just gonna, a message from pile number 3's Inner Shadows and Wounds. This is interesting. I'm excited to know what's coming in for you, what happens. If you're currently in the throes of negotiating, let me know. If not, let me know if there's anything that you're hoping for or wishing for. Although I think that this is something that your heart is calling for and you might not necessarily consciously be aware of. Not all of you anyways. I think it's like this opportunity that surprises you. And you didn't know that this is what you always wanted, you know, that kind of a feeling. But this is what's meant for you. And it's like a reward after all the inner work and grounding work, spiritual work that you've done, following your soul, you know. It's the reward. So Spirit, let's just pull one card. No, they're saying no. Which card? Can I pull a card? No. Okay. Now you've already done a lot of this work with the inner wounds. Your inner wounds are kind of like, meh. We don't really have much else to say. Okay, that's it. I'm going to leave it there, pile number 3. Thank you for being here, sharing your energy with me. I really appreciate you. If you like this reading, give it a thumbs up, comment below, let me know. Also, I'm offering 50% off my tarot card readings, all the different kinds, in my Etsy shop. The link to get them, to see them, is in my description box below. And I'm also offering a $10 mini micro tarot reading for $10 Canadian, and the details about that are on my Facebook page, and the link to go to my Facebook page is down below as well in the description box. So I hope to hear from you, and I'm excited to just be here with you. Sending you so much love. I'm excited about this new venture coming in. Let me know. Keep me posted on what it is. Always curious. And yeah, with that, I will bid you adieu and see you next time. Bye.